Hey everybody. This is a quick live, so you are probably going to have to catch it back on the replay. But not only do I have a problem again, there's definitely, in my opinion, some disturbance in the water out here. After what I actually kind of took time to hear today because I'm not on here every day to catch everything promptly behind this person or that person. Hey, simply, this is quick. I repeat, this is very very quick, right? And this is also a challenge, pretty much. Not on no 101, not coming on no platforms, not doing none of that shit at all. None. But I gotta say this since and I get it. A lot of people, I make a lot of jokes, or I laugh a lot and everything, but this one right here is for real, right? You mean to tell me that you have, y'all let me know when you can't hear me good. Hey beauty sweetheart, hey Priscilla, hey everybody. I gotta do this quick. Hey Lavelle, I gotta do this quick. But you mean to tell me that a proclaimed attorney is justifying what a cousin is going to do? You're going to justify that shit. You're gonna justify that he is alleging a grievance on within those three organizations, two or three that I heard, to overstep an original indictment, the superseding indictment. We're talking about one man that has had countless of defense attorneys. We're talking about indictments that was written up from prosecutorial people. We're talking about that. You're going to justify, from what I'm gathering, that it is okay for an individual with the proclamation of being a freaking cousin, that it is okay for him to now go and undermine the work from the courts, meaning the prosecutorial, the defense side, the judge. You mean to tell me that this shit is absolutely 100 to you? Is that what the fuck you're saying? Because it don't make fucking sense at all. I don't know where and what fucking planet are we on. This gonna be quick. You're gonna have to go back and catch the replay because I got some other shit to do. Because he says that he is capable of doing this. He's going to get and push this information through to these other fucking organizations. First of all, explain to the people, higher education. Explain to the people why the fuck should they honor that when there's already a black and white paper in place that a fight has already taken place over. If he becomes successful, in my opinion, of this fictitious ass bullshit, what's gonna happen with the other shit? How are they gonna step over what has already taken place? Why is it that this person is choosing to come out and what it appears to look like is to undermine his goddamn attorney, Jennifer Bonjean? Basically, if he chooses to do that, what he is literally saying is that Jennifer Bonjean is doing some unethical practices according to the law. He's not satisfied with what she may be trying to do for R. Kelly. See, I don't care how you mold it, shape it, flip it, stick it, turn it, whip it. That's not what the indictments were about. The fight that he is occurring right now is another fight. You mean to tell me that he's going to put a grievance in based off the fact that some stuff that has alligated out here on the YouTube streets on this man that proposed that there are terrorists out on these streets? And I'm going to use the form that you guys use. It's not the terrorist that walks around with freaking M80s or skyrockets. No, it's not those type. You're talking only verbally, what these people has verbally freaking said and turned it into a personal thing. Explain to these people higher education. Where is it that these 2 or 3 organizations that he's planning on writing up these grievances at to prove a point that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly situation is based solely off of freaking terrorist attack coming from the YouTube streets? Explain to the people why attorney Jennifer Bonjean should pay any attention to some flabbergastic ass bullshit that created from the YouTube streets instead of the shit that was created from the Lifetime docuseries. Explain why she should ignore that factor of it. Explain to these people his real motive, because there's a real motive. And then explain to these people how he doesn't feel that he should not be hit back with the same type of grievance according to his actions out here on the YouTube street. The son, that's already out there on the recording of how the son got coerced in a situation that he had no idea. Who was the head lead ringer of that movement to make that happen? Wouldn't that be aligned to the type of terrorist act that the person who is proclaiming that there are terroristical acting people out here? Wouldn't it? It keeps some check and balance over there. Sometimes you can get yourself caught up to where you ain't no good but sucking on nuts and ass. You'll forget how to put check and balance on some shit out here. Don't be afraid to address the proclaimer of some situations going on out here to give him a personal vendetta of filing a goddamn grievance with different organizations to step over what the real allegations of the fight is about. And that is about the RICO, the goddamn enterprise, and all the shit that's in the indictment that has already had its fight too. So what I'm going to take out of this, and this is my equal, my sum, my summary of it, he's undermining Jennifer, attorney Jennifer Bonjean. But that's just my goddamn assumption, because the higher level class seems to know a whole little bit more. See, if he was for attorney Jennifer Bonjean, you wouldn't sit out here and compromise all the work that she's trying to do. So now attorney Jennifer Bonjean, if this stuff is real, now will have to take time out to try to address a situation that someone is proclaiming to write grievances up to another board to go in to see about a factor that does not even have to be seen about. You know what she's going to have to stop her work to do? What is this is all about? What is this? You're asking for this woman. Sorry, you guys. I had to answer Coda Bear call when she gets in the house. I'm just saying, you guys. This is a half pint, in my opinion, attorney. And this is what you came out to explain to the people. You don't have any pros, I mean, you don't have any cons against none of the shit that he's proposing to do over there. And why would have been wise. It should have been wise. You're not going to explain to him the possibilities of the compromising that could happen. You're not going to do that. You're not going to ask the proclaimer over there, okay, what would be the purpose of this? What grounds? What standard? What standardized this shit? YouTube? Feelings? That's what I see out of it. I don't know about you guys, but anytime you got another person who is proclaiming that they're going to do this and they're going to do that, when you guys know that this man has no position up in Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's courtroom, no type of legal defense, assuming behind Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Shit. That's why this whole shit so goddamn distasteful and distraught and messed up. This is some sick shit. Why? Ask that question. Ask him that question. Why? What are you seeking? Because it sure in the hell can't be to free R. Kelly. The only thing right now to free R. Kelly is this fight if it gets to this appellate court and the ground rules that was already in play. Dice have already been rolled. You want to take time out for what? For a whole new indictment to be written up based off of A, B, C, D, E, F, G out here on the YouTube streets? When the indictment clearly names a Jane Doe number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, up to 12? Seriously? No, ignore that. Now it's time to worry about a different compromising situation. And that shit, it made no sense at all. And this goddamn alleged pint-ass attorney seems to, in my opinion, that it's okay. And I'll tell you why. Because you don't want to argue with that nigga. You don't want that nigga to contest to what you're saying, and you're not going to even hold your motherfucking nuts to contest what the fuck he's saying. And you know, as a half-pint-ass fucking attorney, that you got the... Man, oh man, Pap, shut the fuck up and get the fuck off this shit. Shut the fuck up, Pap. I'm just saying, you guys. I'm just saying. It's straight up crazy. Let's just stop what Attorney Jennifer Bonjean is doing, because there's going to be a grievance file. And then what? Is this like some kind of a thing where maybe in my opinion, Jennifer Bonjean to be like, you know what, you're going to have her addressed. You're going to have her to get addressed by a situation that does not even have to be there right now? To do what? To get Jennifer Bonjean to fold? Because that's what I'm getting out of this. Anytime you have an outside person that is not trying this case, and this woman who has done tried many cases out here of people off of the YouTube who you clearly can fact check and see this woman's work, but people and hallelujah from somebody else on some things that he's proclaiming to do based off of some shit that came off of YouTube, and in a sense calling people this terror, not the terrorists that drop the skyrockets and should blow up the homes, not them kind, but verbally speaking people. How is it that a person can even stand his grounds to say what another person done when you have hundreds of other people that saw the action of the proclaimer too? How does that excuse his actions? How does a person like that sit there with no freaking conscience, thinking that the same tool that you have professed to do to others out here, that they may not have the power to proclaim, to process, to do it to you? How does it make sense? How does it make sense? I don't know. And one thing for sure, two things for certain. I sat here long enough for all of you guys to greet each other, but I'm not going to sit here this long enough for you guys to have your personal conversations with each other. So with that being said, Ma, I got to talk to you guys because we got something coming up hopefully for this weekend. So I'll be contacting you guys. I just had to rant that out. It's nothing personal. It's just my opinion. It's just my assumptions. It doesn't make sense. A grievance board to other people that it's almost like throw the indictment papers away, which we wish that can happen. It's like take this shit back to ground zero because you have someone who is alleged to have such higher power and authority out here and you don't know who you're messing with. And I'm going to CNN. This is going to be everywhere to change up the freaking narrative out here. We're going to change this up. We just going to overlook everything. We're going to start over. We're going to write this indictment and things up. We're going to get Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly free based off the fact because people got into their personal beefs out here with the name callings and this or that. I can't wait to read that freaking write-up. I can't wait to see this shit on CNN. I really can't. This is some, man, this is some crazy ass. I ain't gonna even keep saying that because it's starting to be repetitious. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm literally sitting here watching a half pint ass fucking attorney let this goddamn cow shit fly. Yeah, well, I feel like this is what he's saying, and this is what he's saying, and you know good goddamn well that that's some straight bullshit of what the hell he's doing. And it's fucked up because it's either working one or two ways. He's scared to address that shit for real, for what it is, for real, in the courts of fucking law. Do he have all rights to file whatever the hell he wants to? Of course he does. Of course he does. Anybody can go file whatever. But then you ask yourself, what would be the level of compromising of what has already taken place? And what would be the reason for doing this? What would be the reason? How is he going to prove on this paperwork to these organizations that he's writing to that these people are actually who he say that they are? There's going to have to be some type of interviews, some type of investigation. What do you investigate on these people? Now, I was downtown with some of them. I was. And I have to contest that most of them look pretty fucking normal to me, except for their personal anger and bitterness came out here on the YouTube streets to be into a personal freaking feeling beef. How do you explain that on freaking piece of paper? What are you gonna leave blank? What are you gonna take out? What are you gonna put in there? Is this person planning on leaving out all of its actions to make it seem like, well, I'm not a terrorist? How is that going to happen? Is what I'm just trying to understand. How is that going to happen? How? How do you interject or inject other people's terrorist freaking behavior, but you leave out your terrorist ballistic behavior on the YouTube streets too? How does that work? Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. But a half pint ass attorney sat there and let this shit just fly. Just fly right on. Just let it be. Yeah. Like, are you fucking kidding me? A grievance? A grievance? You can write up anything you want. That's for sure. You definitely can. But to what level? To what detrimental? What do you want out of this? Half pint attorney because he gonna go grieve some shit and implement that this is a terrorist attack or whatever and blah, blah, blah on this person, on this person, on this person. And they're going to read this and then they're going to make their final decision to say, okay, we're going to let R. Kelly go based off of this fucking paper. You and I and a whole bunch of people out here know better than that. Know better than that. But you say people need to read. People need to read. You ain't even got to read the statues or none of this to know that this is some common sense sniff out bullshit here. You ain't got to read that. No, a grievance to the board where he found some discrepancies in it because he feels this ain't no game about feelings. He feels that these things were done in order for this to happen, and these are terrorists over here, and listen to how they speak, and they done called out the women, and they done talked about this, and they done, how the hell do you sum some shit up like YouTube beef personal shit to be grievable and legal paperwork to free R. Kelly? What? All he's doing is stirring up another argument. But for which side? That's the question. For which side? For the prosecution side or for the defense side? Leave that for y'all to figure out. Because in my opinion, there's nothing that he's doing that is helpful, in my opinion. Now, if Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly thinks that it's going to be helpful for him, then shout out to him. But from the 4 eyes that I'm looking through, that won't be helpful to him. I'd be more compromising, putting more pieces out there to try to fill in. Oh my Lord, what should we change about the goddamn motions now? Oh my God, there's tears out here. Same way he came on and went on a rant about Jennifer Bunjean. You need to contact the government. You need to contact the government. To me, a higher level, a half-pint attorney, when you agree at some goddamn point that Jennifer Bunjean is being undermined of the work that she's doing, you mean to tell me you got another goddamn soldier, y'all peeps over there that isn't walking by faith, isn't saying that Jennifer Bunjean got this without any freaking distractions or nothing going on? No, these are distracting out here, and you motherfuckers down for the nigga. That's what's crazy about this shit, y'all. You down for it? Oh, no. That's what I was. I wasn't really saying. And where I'm from, you say what you mean, and you mean what you say. Mean what you say. And in all honesty, the way I saw it, yeah, he had you choking a little bit over there. Had you thinking twice. Attorneys that know they shit, let's give it to Attorney Jennifer Bunjean. I bet you she wouldn't have choked. I bet you she would have rebutted back with exactly where the rule or the statute and go find a source from immediately. But see, that's what happens when you got to keep a associate tight and close. You know, you got to bend, stretch it, touch your toes, walk carefully, tread on thin fucking ice. That's usually what happens. I don't want to break this off with them. So I would just, I'm not going to agree with it, but I'm not going to disagree, with it. I don't want to kick off an argument with it. I want to keep things copacetic. When a half-pint attorney know that there should have been some who, what, when, where's, and why's behind this alleged fictitious ass grievance that is being proposed of written up to go to different organizations. That's undermining what his attorney, Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly attorney, is trying to do. But he wants to push it in a different angle. No. We gonna go here. We gonna talk about all the shit and how the distractions and how they done talked about the women and how they done did this and how they done did that. That's where we finna take this case to. That's what's gonna free you. Okay. Well, guess what? I'll be sticking around waiting to see that happen too. I really will. But one thing for sure, two things for certain. This is exactly why you can't group and click out here. Because see, people will sidetrack their real selves. They'll sacrifice their real selves just to stay close and be buddied up with other people. But once you do that, you put yourself into a position where you also have to be mindful of their motherfucking lies, their tricks, their game plays. You have to be mindful of it because you put yourself in that fucking situation because you don't want to tear it down. You don't want to have nothing started between, each other's. Yeah. You lose your soul. You lose your sight from being a free thinker out here. But yet then they like to toss the fucking games out here about this mind game. I got mind control. But at this point, that nigga had mind control all over you. Because you had to hold your mule. You couldn't really contest and do what you know them real high power paying as attorneys up there like that Jennifer Bungie knows how to do it. And you know how she's capable of doing it? By not becoming friends, licking up an ass. Free thinker. I watched that woman over there. I follow her tweet. Go see how she getting down over there with that political gang. She ain't studying. She ain't playing. Nah. And I'm sure she knows quite a few people. I'm sure she do. But she don't hold her mule. If you saying something wrong and if it's foul, okay, how you gonna get there? Justify it all. Justify it all. See, them half-ass pictures, Picasso don't make half-ass pictures. His pictures are painted so damn good you can look right on into it. And pretty much you can figure it out what Picasso was thinking in his fucking image. But you got these half-ass Picasso-ass motherfuckers out here. These half-painted ass pictures and this or this or that. They try to lead you to, well, you figure it out. See, true people don't leave those holes like that. If you mean what you say and you say what you mean, you ain't got the holes no bar. Your story is going to flow. Rhythm and boom. It does. But everybody is so buddy. I like you. I like you. I can sit on the panel. We go like this all day. These intellectual fucking conversations. She don't need no help, Sandra. None. Absolutely zero. None. I see her language. I see how she types. I see how she rebuttals. And she sure ain't scared. That's no free thinkers. No. But there was a whole bunch of who, where, what, when, and whys coming behind this whole goddamn grievance fictitious shit that is being planned, that's being worked on and planned on going somewhere. But Half Pint didn't even ask, well, what is it for? What are you gonna try to achieve out of this? Oh, we just gonna kick the other shit to the curb and we gonna work on what your feelings are. What you feel should happen. How you feel like it should happen and when it should happen. The funny thing about it is that this shit didn't just start yesterday. So if he was going to be out here to be the corrective behavior police, or the judge and the jury and the prosecution or the defense, he should have started his feelings long time ago. So then that way, they wouldn't have to retract a freaking indictment that was already in place, and then they could have just used his shit from the front. They could have just did that. But here you are now in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th quarter and wants to turn up turbo power. To supersede, you want your grievance to have to go back and pull my resource and look at this and all I'm hearing is more things.